What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Next Win podcast with your host, Aunt Ma, co-host Justin Vaseur. What is so funny?
Nothing.
He's
Got
handsome.
the giggles over there. And then
I just heard like a very podcasty voice come from
That was
you.
good.
I know when I
You're
was
better.
saying it, I heard it in my head and I was like, this is actually pretty good.
I need to get
I
better
liked
at
it.
that.
And so we also have our lender guest here. We love having you back every single time.
I love living
Mr.
here.
William Wynn. And today's 1 hour episode, we're going to be talking about is it the best to buy a home after summer? Okay. That's what we're going to talk about in this 1 full hour episode. And I hope you guys enjoy them. For all of you listeners on Spotify, all the podcast platforms, you guys get the sneak peek of a full 1 hour episode through these podcast platforms. And all those 15-minute videos you see on YouTube, that's broken down from this 1 hour episode. And that comes after you hear this 1 hour episode. So what I'm trying to say is if you guys subscribe to us and follow us on the podcast platforms, you will get a sneak peek of the full episode. Okay. So I hope you guys have been enjoying them. And let's roll into our first one, which is going to be talking about is the 2-1 Buydown program coming back. And what I mean by that is it's never gone away. Okay, the 2-1 Buydown, 3-2-1 Buydown, those are still here. But sellers are not accepting that negotiation. And I think the last time I was able to use that was back in December or January. I would say ever since March or April, no one's accepted it anymore.
Yeah, just to clarify, for a 2-1 buy down, the seller has to pay the fee.
Okay, let's tell them what a 2-1 Buydown program is.
So 2-1 buy down program, basically, you have to qualify for, like, let's say the rate's right now, 7.5? Let's just make it easy, 7%, right? So your rate's 7%, but 2-1 buy down means you can buy down the rate for a temporary buy down for 2 years. So the first year is half the interest rate. So that'll be what? 3.5? Yeah, 3.5 around? No.
Yeah.
That's wrong. That's around from 7%, it'll be go down like 5%.
Yeah. Okay, so basically the 2-1 Buydown is if the rate today is 7%, your first year it drops 2%.
Yep.
So if it's 7 today, that means you'll get it at 5% in your first year, right?
First year, and then the second year it goes up, and then the third year it goes back to the 7%,
Right.
basically.
So to make it easy, 2-1 Buydown,
Yeah.
okay? Your first year goes 2% less. Your second year goes 1% less. Your third year to the rest of the 30 years is back to the remaining what you got it for at the very beginning.
Yeah. So the whole purpose of the program is for you to refinance that loan within the 2 years. Right?
Within the 2 years?
Yeah. That's the
I
goal.
see
I
what
mean,
you mean.
Yeah, because if you have a rate, let's say today is at 7 and you got it at 5 your first year, and then the next year it's at 6, your goal is to not let it reach 7.
Yeah.
You want to refi by then. So you hope the rates drop by then.
So
Yep.
there's nothing locked in that's like, you have to go through this first.
You can refi whenever you
Yeah,
want.
whenever you
Yeah.
want. So it's like you can lower your payment while you wait for the rate to drop, right? Because we expect the rate to drop maybe within 1 or 2 years. So that's the goal. That's the goal. Save money while you can, and then once the rates drop, you can just refinance, and then you save the money permanently. So that's why these lenders like us, we do that program to help clients with the payment and save money, basically.
And how does that work? Do you get like a notification it's going to go up and then your payments go up instead?
It's in the contract, so yeah, you get a notification like, hey, your rate's going to go up. This is the monthly payment, but when you have to qualify for the original rate, which is 7%. So you'll know what your end payment will be, so you're kind of prepared, right? That's why we qualify you based on that.
So there's some other things to this 2-1 Buydown program. Basically, like William was saying, the only way to get it is the seller has to agree to it and pay it for you.
That's the catch.
So in today's market, it's difficult because everyone's going over asking price. People are waiving appraisals, waiving repairs, inspections. And so obviously if you ask them for 15 grand, they're not going to give it to you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But if we're in a slow market where your home has been trying to sell for a couple months and you can't find a buyer, and if someone asks, hey, will you do a 2-1 Buydown? Well, instead of dropping the price for your home, 15 grand, you say, yes, I will give you the 15 grand to put into your rates.
So you sell for the price you want, but you kind of it looks good. Basically,
Yeah.
you just credit at the end.
So, that's the only way a buyer can get the money is from the seller.
yeah, so
Okay,
you
if-
can't fund it.
Yeah.
No one, I can't fund it. the seller has to be the one that does.
Now, I don't know if this trick is unlawful or unethical or not, but what people were doing before the market got really crazy and we're kind of at the turning point of, still be able to negotiate, sometimes not. People were, putting 15K over asking, and then the sellers were giving that 15K back for the 2-1 buy down. So they were selling at the listed price, and it's kind of like, yes, the seller gives you the money, but the buyer is actually paying for it themselves. So that was happening. Now that's not even happening because things are going like 40 to 100K over asking, and it's like, forget
a
about
whole bunch
it.
of offers. So it's like, why deal with that when someone else is offering?
Yeah. So when the times are hard for both parties, you will be able to get those programs and without it coming from your own pocket or come from the seller. But when the times are a little bit better in the market, then you kind of got to dish it out yourself and get the money back from the seller.
Yeah.
So the other things is also there's a 3-2-1 buy down program, which is an extension of it, and it's 3% lower your first year. So we're talking about 7 today. We're talking about 4% your first year, 5% your second year, 6% your third year, 7% your 4 to year 30. So then you have longer time to refinance if you wanted to.
But it costs more.
It does cost more.
So normally I think the 2-1 is around 2.5%, like 2% cost. And then the 3-1 is much more. I think 3%. So a lot. That's why a lot of times people do the 2-1 instead of the 3-1.
I know we're going very technical for a lot of people here. To break it down a little bit easier, for let's say a 500K home, someone with a decent credit score, and just a normal pre-approval on 500K, a 2-1 buy down will cost you anywhere from $8,000 to maybe $11,000.
Yep.
And a 3-2-1 will cost you about $22,000 to $30,000.
Yeah, a lot more. Yeah.
Okay.
Yikes.
So to ask a seller for that much money back is a lot. So most of the time they say no.
Yeah. So it's easier to push. That's why it's easier to offer 2-1.
Right. So when you have a good agent, it'll happen. But the point of this episode is because that has stopped since January, February, March of this year.
Mm-hmm.
And so now this time in the summer has been really hot, right? Like I said, we're going with like 100Ks over asking, 40 offers on the table per property. It's ridiculous. So no one is taking them, right? Now, we just learned that the feds are going to do a rate hike 2 more times this year. If we're already at 7 to 7.5%, woohoo, right? That's ridiculous. We're already at 7.5%. And so now we're talking about what? 8%, maybe even 9%. It's possible. We have no idea what's going to happen. But if the rates go above 8%, does that mean, well, are people still going to be buying homes like the way it is now?
Maybe.
So right now the rates are like 7 to 7.5, which is pretty high, right?
Yeah, pretty high. 7.5.
And you deal with a lot of different agents.
Mm-hmm.
Are there a lot of home sales right now?
Buying or selling?
Buying,
pretty decent number. I mean, they're still fighting for offers. It sounds, I think recent, maybe last week or two, it's slowed down a little bit where the offers are getting, like I have a buyer now that's about to go to escrow with a different agent, not my referral, so sorry. But they've been looking for 3 months. And then finally, this recently, this is a normal bid and they got in. So it looks like it's slowing down a little bit.
It's definitely slowing down because in the last 2 weeks when the rates jumped back up.
Yep.
Yeah. So, knowing that it's slowing down in the last 2 weeks, meaning that, I mean, they're still going over asking right now for certain places if it's a hot home, but that's telling us, that's an indication that things will get a lot slower in the fall and the winter, Q4.
Yeah.
So, I think personally we'll be able to negotiate once again. So everyone who missed out last year around November, December, January, which was the best times ever to buy a home.
Yeah.
Everyone thought it was the worst time ever.
Nope.
Because they're like, rates are so high, I'm not buying. I was like, man, this is the best time. Houses were 100K less and you're getting the buy down.
Yep.
Okay. And you're getting closing costs paid for.
Mm-hmm.
So Q4, we might see that again. The only difference is the rates are a little bit higher than it was last year.
But still a better deal. Like you wait, you're gonna miss out again.
Yeah,
because you can pay more for the house at the end. If you wait, I think we had a poll, right? I think if you wait for the house prices, rates to drop, the house price is it costs more at the end of the day, right? And then you can be out because you're being outbidding because when rates drop, everyone else is trying to buy. So and that equals right, like what's happening in the last couple months is people outbidding over 100,000 and you're overpaying, even if you have a better rate, whatever. So.
What happened?
This is a lot of information.
Yeah. So
Yes.
how do
This
you
one's
feel
technical.
about this? Because
This one's
you're
technical.
you're every buyer right now, right?
Right.
Justin actually just told me he doesn't know if he's ready to buy a home, and I said I think he is, and he's actually gonna start sending his paperwork to you,
Yeah.
William, to get pre-approved. Okay, so he's ready,
Well,
and so
yeah.
well, he doesn't know he's ready. We're gonna tell him what we
He's
can
ready.
do, and
Yes.
if he is ready.
We'll,
And
we'll do that scenario like we tell everyone. Like we talk to your professional loan officer, and then we'll just paint it out. Just kind of break it out for you so you can see
so
it.
I can tell you right now, every first-time home buyer comes to me this way. They're like, "Hey, I don't know what to do. I don't know if I'm ready or if I can qualify." And then when I send them to William, they immediately can qualify and they're ready. Like this is what makes you ready is just this little step of getting your paperwork in.
It's really just
But-
seeing numbers.
With all this, buying strategies that we're talking about, Justin,
Yeah.
how do you feel as a first-time home buyer? Like,
I mean, I feel like there's a lot of options and like a lot of ways that I can go about it, which makes it like super exciting.
yeah,
But it also, it definitely makes me think that I need to talk to someone to really know what the best option is. You know what I mean?
so I think the options change per house.
Right. Okay. That's
So there's a
interesting.
ton of options, like you said, and you're probably stressed the heck out right now, thinking which option am I going to use?
Yeah. Because
It's-
I overanalyze stuff,
Yeah,
which causes me to like pause. You know what I mean?
I think what makes it easy is that every seller and every property is different.
Mhm.
So based off every property, you're going to find out which strategy works best, what you think that seller will take. That's the strategy we would use. So if we have 5 different strategies, one's going to fit that seller.
Yeah.
We just got to see which one it is.
Yeah.
So you don't really get to choose. It's what we think fits best,
Yeah. I mean, even right now, I'm looking at a lot of properties
Yeah.
just for fun, and I'm always painting these like fake ass situations. I'm like, okay, I could probably offer that dude like $100K less,
Yeah.
which could be a thing. But like for example, I saw an apartment. It was kind of messed up. It was in our area, and they were asking like I think it was 280 or something
Yeah.
like that. But it needs a lot of work. So I was like, maybe I can come in there and get a pre-approval and offer them a certain amount, and then I could fix it up, make that profit. But again, over analysis
It's
with certain things.
anything is possible.
Yeah.
I would say when you're always trying to get a super deal on a home, it's pretty rare and a unicorn. The only way you get it is if the seller is in a interesting position. They could be from out of town, which is a lot of people in Vegas actually.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're from another state. They don't do anything here. They have a property management and they just want to get rid of it. They don't
Yeah.
care if they're losing. They're just done.
The
You
one
know?
that I saw, it was recently foreclosed and the bank owns it, and they bought it for like cheap, I guess.
Yeah.
So I was just gonna offer it for that price that they bought it from, or
Yeah.
a little bit higher, because then the resale value is like literally 100 G's over.
Yeah.
So I was like, this could be an opportunity. I don't know how those offers go, but
It happens.
But-
There's also buyers who directly talk to a bank and get the home too.
yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's hard too, though.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think I would like to talk to you about some options and see what like my scenario could potentially get me.
What makes you interested right now? Is it all these programs that's being offered, or is it that we know that you might get a deal in Q4?
Get a deal.
Get a deal.
Get a
So
deal.
what if I tell you that we might still be in a housing shortage in Q4? Right. So you
Oh.
still have sellers who are like, wow, rates are 8%. How am I ever going to sell this home? I might as well just wait till next year when people want to buy. And so because of that, we might not have many homes on the market. So you might not get what you want.
Yeah, I mean, I'm keeping an eye on the market. I mean, I don't know how accurate like Zillow is or
Yeah.
anything like that. But what's the other one? Redfin? Or,
Yeah, Redfin, Realtor.
Yeah,
.com.
and at least in the Vegas side of things, there's a lot of price drops. There's a lot of maybe not a lot of inventory, but I'm always seeing new listings. I'm always seeing all this like potential properties. And like even though there's this kind of anxiety of there not being enough properties or inventory,
Yeah.
I'm still seeing it go up there. So I feel like there will be an opportunity when I'm ready.
We are seeing new listings all the time in Vegas. The only difference is we're not seeing the ones that people really love.
Yeah.
Like, so if you're a picky buyer and you know what you want and you got to hit everything in your criteria, that's going to be difficult.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know, I have that
Yeah.
client right now where we know what they want, but it's not there.
Yeah.
So I'm sending them homes that's available and it has like some things.
Yeah.
And every response I get is no, 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 no. It doesn't
Yeah.
check the box. I get it, but this is all that I can show you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So now it's like people are going to choose, well, you're going to get the deal and try and make things work, or you're going to wait for that dream home. you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we'll see.
See, I always recommend like when we have clients like that, we're like, I don't know, to sit down, talk, and then just look look with an agent, not on your online, and then all of a sudden they'll find like a house, like, so you never know.
Yeah.
Right? The whole point is that you just start the work and look instead of just speculating. Right.
There's a lot of clients that we have, and they're like, I would have never got this house if it wasn't for you.
Yeah.
I didn't see it on Zillow, or I skipped it, and so a lot of times I like to go to my clients, and maybe there'll be one or two homes that I don't send in. I'm like, hey, I want to go check this out with you,
Yeah.
and they're like, okay, and they see it, and they're like, whoa, this one actually works.
Yeah.
So having an agent really helps, and I do think a lot of programs are coming back to be negotiated in Q4, and there's gonna be a lot of opportunities for new buyers. So also, if you're been trying to sell for a year, you might want to wait till that time, and it'll help. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and if you guys are looking to buy or sell, you learned something from this, reach out to William if you want to get pre-approved. Reach out to me if you're looking for a home in Vegas or California, and reach out to Justin if you are trying to get married or anything, or you want some model photos. He's a very good photographer and videographer, and he needs to buy a home. So hit us up, guys, and we'll see you next time on The Next Win.